Now I know that Gaetan spoke to everyone's heart, to everyone's soul, and there isn't anything that he said that we can say any better than that. But I do want to maybe offer a couple of thoughts, and the first one is why you were just standing. When this strategic plan first came to pass, it was largely through the work that Gaetan did within himself. I know he had the conversations with his local members and groups and friends, but he pulled together all of the information. He pulled together the motivation and the inspiration. And when we first gathered in Chicago, I could see the conviction, the sense of mission, the devotion, the total immersion into the ideas here. And it's really what took all of us and brought us on board. We use those ship analogies all the time. We use these athletic analogies, but you know, the captain was already on the ship and he was sailing at some speed, and pretty much we just had to hop on there and go with him. Without that inspiration, this thing probably wouldn't have happened, because it brought the best out of each individual that participated. And I know that some of you are unfamiliar with this almost completely, other than that we've talked about it. But for those who participated, it may as well have been a free-for-all. It may as well have been a slugfest. And at the same time, there was this sense of love and this sense of commitment and devotion and this common knowledge that we all share. And that in itself is the microcosm and the inspiration for what it is that this is all about and what people can do and what we're going to be doing for eternity, in small groups, in large groups, with people like us and with people who we just can't stand, mainly because we don't understand them. We haven't yet taken the time. And maybe our ability to understand people is based on our ability to understand ourselves. And if that's true, then our ability to understand ourselves is based on our willingness to integrate and become consistent with what we already know. Sometimes we call that living the teachings. We live the truth. We live the will of God. But let me throw another anomaly out there for you, because every one of us is confronted with this at times. We talk a lot about, what are we going to do? What are our goals out in the field? How can we teach somebody? Well, I don't know that I know the answer to that. The answer that I do know is that the light is inside. That's where we're connected to God. That's where we're connected to the universe. And if we don't turn that light on, or at the very least, because I don't know that we can do that manually, it kind of comes through a process of permission, of giving, of waiting to see, listening for the next thought, asking the next question. And then what happens is we finally avail ourselves to all this stuff, and it all comes inside of us, and we start to wake up and we go, wow, I've got to tell everybody about this, and then I've got to make them do it. And then what happens? What's your problem, buddy? I'm not doing that. That's your thing. Yeah, but it's really good. No, it's inside of you. And with grace, with respect, with love, with devotion, we can share that. And that business of attraction that we use more than redundantly, I'm really hoping and praying that our actions become consistent with that expectation. The expectation is really good, it's really worthwhile, but the actions have to be consistent with it. So here's a picture for everybody. If you would, please close your eyes just for a second. Here's a big field. It's mostly grass, pretty new grass, it's early spring. There's these little sticks coming up out of the ground. They're pretty soft and green because it's been raining. Things have been nurtured and given nutrition. And then there's a flower that opens up. And then there's another flower that opens up. And as you're standing there looking across this vast landscape of beauty that's opening up, picture that all of those are people. each individual people with all the scope, all the relationships, all the love, all the feelings, all the longings, all of the things God put inside of us to keep us moving. And you start to see those flowers unfold. And though many flowers appear to bloom at once, each flower blooms in its own time.